5 amazing facts about Jannik Sinner's family. What if the world's #1 tennis player didn't grow up chasing trophies, but chasing discipline? Jannik Sinner just conquered Wimbledon 2025, but behind his calm stare and laser focus is a story most fans have never heard. From living alone at just 14 to skipping the spotlight and sending his Grand Slam trophy home instead, this isn't your typical tennis prodigy story. Because once you understand where Sinner came from, you'll see exactly why he plays the way he does, and why he might just change the sport forever. Before the trophies, the headlines, or the center court lights, Jannik Sinner came from a place where the world feels far away. Born in San Candido, a quiet mountain village nestled deep in the South Italian Alps, Sinner grew up surrounded by snow, silence, and slope after slope of white wilderness. Most kids there dream of becoming skiers, not tennis champions. And for a while, so did he. By the age of 8, Jannik was already a competitive junior ski racer, flying down icy courses with the same precision he now brings to the tennis court. It wasn't just a winter hobby. It was his first discipline. Early mornings, freezing temperatures, and no room for excuses. This wasn't just sport. It was survival with skis strapped on. But the story doesn't stop at cold mornings and medals. Growing up in South Tyrol meant Jannik was raised in a bilingual household, speaking both German and Italian fluently. That duality didn't just shape how he communicates, it shaped how he thinks. Calm, methodical, and always in control. You see it in every match. And while other future stars were training in top academies with nutritionists and media coaches, Jannik was spending his childhood helping around his parents' ski lodge, shoveling snow, and learning the value of quiet work. This wasn't a childhood built for fame, it was built for resilience. And in the middle of that frozen solitude, something strong was forming. Not a superstar, but a foundation. Jannik Sinner's father never taught him how to hold a tennis racket, but he taught him everything about holding his character. Johann Sinner wasn't a former pro, a tennis analyst, or a pushy sideline dad. He was a chef. A quiet, hardworking man who ran the kitchen of a mountain restaurant in the Italian Alps. While some tennis prodigies grow up with parents obsessing over rankings and results, Jannik grew up watching his father stay calm under pressure, cook for strangers, and never complain, even on the busiest days. There were no drills in the driveway, no arguments over forehands or footwork. Johann didn't coach Jannik, he cooked for him, supported him, and gave him one simple rule. If you start something, you finish it. That attitude rubbed off. Jannik didn't learn discipline from a coach's stopwatch. He learned it from watching his dad wake up early, work long hours, and never cut corners. The kitchen taught him more than the court ever could.
Even today, Sinner rarely shows frustration on the court. That calm, that focus, it didn't come from tennis. It came from the back of a kitchen, watching a man build a life from consistency and care. While the world sees Jannik's cool-headed poise as a mental strength, he sees it as something much simpler, normal. At an age when most kids are just figuring out who they are, Jannik Sinner was already living alone, hundreds of miles from home. He was just 14 when he left the snowy comfort of South Tyrol to train full-time at Riccardo Piatti's elite tennis academy in northern Italy. No family, no safety net, just a teenage kid in a tiny apartment learning how to do laundry, cook pasta, and chase a dream most people didn't even know he had. There were no luxury comforts, no private chef or personal driver, just long practices, quiet dinners alone, and hours of focus in a place where he knew no one. And still, no complaints. While others posted wins on Instagram, Jannik stayed off social media. While teenagers his age were playing video games or texting friends, he was building discipline with no one watching. It wasn't glamorous. It was lonely. But that's what made it powerful. He wasn't chasing attention. He was chasing improvement. Even during holidays when most players flew home for family time, Sinner often stayed back. Not because he had to, but because he chose to. That quiet solitude he learned in the Alps, it followed him, and it shaped him. By the time he returned home for a break, something had changed. He wasn't just a kid with talent anymore. He was a professional in progress, on his own terms. When most athletes win their first Grand Slam, they take a victory lap, Photo shoots, parties, trophies displayed on mantles like golden proof that they've made it. But when Jannik Sinner won the 2024 Australian Open, his very first Grand Slam, he did something no one expected. He mailed the trophy home. Not for show, not for headlines, just quietly sent it to his parents in South Tyrol, far away from the media buzz and flashing lights. No Instagram post, no dramatic reveal, just a simple gesture that said, "This one belongs to you more than me." For Sinner, it wasn't about the hardware. It was about the journey, the sacrifices his family made, the hours his father spent working in a hot kitchen, the quiet strength of a mother who never pushed but always believed. That trophy wasn't just his, it was theirs. And instead of using it to elevate his ego, he used it to honor his roots. That moment told us more about Jannik than any post-match interview ever could. While the world celebrated a champion, he was already thinking of the people who shaped him, not the spotlight that followed him. Every great athlete has a support system, but Jannik Sinner's might be one of the most unexpectedly grounded you'll ever hear about.